start our session. So today is 29th of July 2023, and it is our session number 165, and topic of our discussion today is way out of our blind spots. So first, let us understand what the blind spot is, and then we will go further into explanation and then different levels and etc. So blind spot, normally, if we ask most of you, particularly those who have learned any driving lessons or the drivers, they know that at the time of training, the driving training, our trainers are taught us about some blind spots while driving. You might have seen they talk about blind spots while driving the car. So it is normally meant by the areas it not seen by the driver while driving, or just at the time starting the car. Many areas are become not seen by the driver, and those are the areas why they are important, because if something is there you don't see while driving, then there is a chance of an accident. So that, from that point of view, they have explained that. And it is like a common sense, like if you're just driving the car, then some part of the back you can see through your mirror, both side mirrors, but that further away to the mirror in the back side you cannot see. If some vehicle coming from there, you cannot see that. In the rear view mirror also you can see a little bit of certain part of the channel, but there is small part here and there, you cannot see that. At the time of, suppose you parked a vehicle and you are starting the vehicles, and if somebody is in front of the vehicle, below the window, I mean the front glass, some children may be playing in front of that vehicle, you will not see it. Those are the part of the blind spot. If the car you are reversing, the immediately back side of the car you cannot see. Below, lower level. Higher level you can see by the mirror. So these are the areas are taught during the driving lessons, so that the drivers are aware that these are the areas they normally cannot see. You need a special thing. Some cars are fitted with the cameras or additional the mirrors, or there are some practices like you have to bend your neck to see more details or try to cross a lane, etc. So those are the, just to minimize chance of accident because of these areas which are known as blind spot in the driving. It is also true for any moving devices, like say for crane operators. I'm sure most of you have seen that some crane operator is in a cabin and operating the crane. He cannot see everything where it is to be the load, that item to be lifted and where to be placed, or if it is sometimes the crane moves around. So that time that is not possible for the driver, I mean the operator, to see everything. So you might have seen that is the reason they keep some people, they just give the signaling to the operator, now lower down, move this way, that way. They are called the banksman. Okay, so their purpose is just to cover up that blind spots, what the operator cannot see, to reduce the chance of an accident. If the operator assumes there is nothing here, maybe one man standing here, he cannot see it, and the load is dropped on top of his head, then there will be a big accident, right? So that is the way it is. These are areas called the blind spots. It is not only here, even a lot of other moving machinery like aircraft. There are some areas because normally we don't know, because we are the passengers. Where the aircraft is moving, then there is certain areas is banned for any vehicle to come, like from the airport vehicle to come in that area. When so helicopter, if you just get into any kind of helicopter to go somewhere, like then they allow to board and alight the means get out of the helicopter only through a certain passage. Not everywhere you can go because blade is running that time, and there is a chances of accidents and things like that. So these are the areas which some areas which is the banned areas because there is no way that you can be protected in that area. So those are the areas are any kind of vehicle which the operator cannot see. There is no way you can save that. Those are called the blind spots of that particular area. I mean, particular vehicle or particular activity or particular movement of the transportation, etc., etc. So this is the normal definition of the blind spot, because I put the driver lesson blind spot at the first point to discuss because we can easily associate with it. Most of us, we are the drivers. We have the driving license, and during we took driving lessons, and definitely they teach us about this blind spots. Okay. All right. So idea wise, the blind spot is clear. Some area at the time of operating, but you cannot see, you don't know. So those are the areas called the blind spot. So this is the normal standard definition of the blind spot for our, as I just mentioned, into our day-to-day life. Now let us, this particular aspect is plays out in our life in the multiple areas, multiple levels, and that is the topic of discussion today. So what is that blind spot which as a person I may be having as a person? And so or let me put it in this way, in the intellectual blind spots means is called like intellectual blind spots are I don't know that I don't know. Okay, so means if something I don't know means, and I'm not aware that I don't know, so that is called I don't know, I don't know. There may be something which is I don't know. Say there may be many things in life I don't know. Not everybody knows everything, or not everybody born with full knowledge of everything. So people learn through different, the education and other things learned by life experiences and so on and so forth. But initially, when we start our journey, of course, we need to learn many things. So many of the things we don't know. So if we know that which part we don't know, which needs, then that is called the area of learning, that we can then learn about it. Suppose one of my favorite example I give, say, French language. Okay, so I know that there is a language called French, but I personally don't know the French language, how to speak French or write French or communicate in French. Okay, so suppose I got I got some new job, or I need to live there in the France, and I need to know, I need to talk in French and things like that. So in that case, I'm aware that I don't know French, so that I can take French classes, learn the language and all those things. I prepare myself, and then I can go there. I can talk. There's no issues with that. Like any other knowledge we gather, any other kind of education, we can learn about it. So there is a difference in first category and the second category I just explained. First category, that I don't know that I don't know. Something I don't know, and I'm not aware that I don't know about this. Okay. So these are the blind spots, intellectual blind spots. And the second category I just said, I don't know, but I'm aware that I don't know, like the French language. Okay, I'm aware that I don't know French language. I need not to know the French language from the beginning, but at least I'm aware that I don't know. If I need, you can learn and grow. So most of the things, this area which I don't know, is intellectually a dangerous territory. Why dangerous? Because we don't know. That's okay. As I mentioned, that not everybody knows everything, but I am not aware that I don't know about it. So that means that I'm thinking that I know everything. Okay, because whatever I don't know, I'm not aware I don't know. So From that mindset, if I go and operate in the world, I feel many, pleasant, not pleasant, mostly unpleasant experiences and obstacles. And sometimes people give feedback, sometimes people don't know, because don't give the feedback, they laugh. They laugh at the ignorance, but they clearly see, others can see it very well, others can see whatever part we don't know. They can very well easily identify that, but we ourselves, we don't know that, we don't know about it, we keep on doing it. So in that case is called the intellectual blind spots. So we are in the position that we don't know that we don't know, and we are operating from that. Everybody else, most of the people, they can find it out, that fellow doesn't know about these things. Yeah. So this just for example, like a long time back, I was first time come across some, the word that the whale, that big fish, that that's in the sea, that. And but the spelling was little different. So I spelled it. I spelled the whale. So that's what I was uttering that, and people are laughing. I don't understand why they are laughing. So because the pronunciation is not correct, and people are laughing at me, and because I don't know that what's wrong I have done, why people are laughing. So these are some example of the blind spots, that I am not aware that I am uttering one particular spelling wrongly. That I'm not aware. I'm thinking this is normal. I read it. The spelling reads like that. Sometimes it also happens if there are some people come from the different parts of the world, and in some of the words are spoken in a different, connotation, different way of one place, and they come and speak like that, and that become a laughing stock for others. Yeah. Anyway, so main thing is we are not aware that it has got some other aspects attached to it, and we don't know that we don't know about the other aspect of it, and that creates all these kind of scenarios what I just explained. Yeah. So this is I explained into the personal, in our personal area, personal life, and this is also possible that in one family maybe something is not known. Nobody knows in the family, and the family is that they take something for granted maybe, uh, and it becomes family's blind spot. That nobody in the family knows about it, and they don't know. None of the family members know. They don't know that they don't know. In the family, they don't know. So this is called family blind spot. Similarly, in a group also, there can be some particular aspects that people are not aware. So maybe you will see some in one of the group, some discussions in happening. Many people are putting logics here and there, but they may be missing a particular truth, or they don't understand a particular thing. And so maybe, for example, I'm just giving for example, they may be talking about some discussion happened between two different what is called famous personalities. They were discussing that. I read that this somebody told this, and he replied that way, and all the discussion. Maybe the truth is they never met, and the discussion never took place. But this was unknown to the group. They keep on discussing something based on some kind of information. That information may not be true, and but they, as a group, they don't know that this particular they never met and they never communicated, or maybe they come from the two different time. Their lifetime may be different. They are not aware of that. They assume that they were contemporary. Anyway, this kind of things happens. This also goes into some kinds of, sometimes it goes into the much bigger level, like the whole organizational level. A whole organization, maybe they're not aware of certain things. Even their company policies, the rules and all this have certain things, and which is not the truth, or it is not aware of that, and finally they'll ended up in when something goes wrong, and then try to investigate and find out that original origin of this is something which is very fundamental, and the company, nobody knew in the company that this sort of thing already happened. Maybe it is some type of law or some type of regulations, and not aware. The company keep on doing business in one area, and finally they come to know that particular business in that particular country is illegal. They are not aware of that. Yeah. So none in the company that knows about it, and they keep developing something, or keep doing their business without knowing it, and they landed up in a much bigger trouble. Yeah. Same thing that also possible in the collective level. Maybe most of the part of the humanity, maybe, or maybe the whole nation or the country or the group of human race, they may not be knowing about certain things, and they are driven by those aspects which is not fundamentally true and not the truth. And in that case, they may be misled, misguided, maybe for ages. Yeah, so they may be misguided, running behind something which may not be true, and that's why in that case the civilization goes into the certain direction because of that ignorance, the built-in ignorance into that. That is called collective blind spot. That also happens. And it maybe needs some major shaken up, the major correction for the humanity to come to that, and all those things. Like, say, suppose the awareness about the environment. Yeah? So, hundreds of years, the human treat the natural resources as things to be exploited. The more it's like a property, more people have these natural resources like wood and coal or whatever, they can just go and burn them and cut the trees and all those to make the house, and all that becomes the achievement. So this comes from the collective, blind spot, that nature need to be preserved. It is not to be exploited. Yeah. So you are basically creating digging your own grave, for the future. Now people are, aware. They are cautious, and they are taking necessary steps towards in the right direction. Yeah. So, but hundreds of years, this is not a kind of consideration of that kind of protecting the environment or protecting the forest or something, or the water, or all these kind of things. There's no such awareness. It's a collective unconscious. Anyway, so those are the bigger blind spots about that humanity they've undergone, and then finally they learn the lessons and going towards the right direction, trying to correct the things. Anyway, so I hope I make it clear that what is the individual, then the group, the family, and the group, and the organizational and collective blind spots are. So because fundamentally all of them having the same characteristics, that I or we don't know that we don't know. Okay, the certain things we are not aware of it, we don't know, and we are also not aware that we don't know about it. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you're aware that we don't know about it, we can learn about it. Like this environmental thing, now we are aware that it is creating a damage, and our future will be in jeopardy. Our children's lives and livelihoods will be in jeopardy if we keep on destroying this in this natural resources like that, or the forests and waters and things like that. So now we are aware. So it is no longer a blind spot, but earlier it was a blind spot. It may be seen as a view of few limited people who are shouting that don't disturb it, don't destroy it, and things like that. So, but in general, I'm telling the collective, there is a collective unconsciousness about that, and now is come to the awareness, and they're taking necessary action to that one. All right. So now let's go to our next point, which is intellectual blind spots and knowledge. I just explained already the personality blind spots and ego. Okay, personality blind spots are those that we do have a lot of blind spots. As I mentioned in the beginning, that it is not possible somebody to born with all the knowledges in the world. It is not possible. We need to learn over the period of time, etc., etc. But at one point of time, our ego, when we get fully under the control of our ego, then we might have gained something, certain amount of knowledges, but ego comes into play, and the ego does not want to lose, and ego has that kind of pride. From that angle, the ego declares that I'm better than anybody. I know many things. See, that becomes, if somebody go into that kind of pride and that kind of ego, that I know everything, I don't want to learn from anybody else, and this is this particular the this symptom is a typical of huge ego. I mean, huge blind spot. Okay, if somebody has a bigger blind spot, like many areas, most of the areas unknown to the person, it thinks that doesn't exist, then that person is having biggest blind spot, and that creates this kind of egoistic scenario that I know everything. And this is the wise persons, they are aware, they don't know many things, they need to learn. It is also said the life is, it's a process of learning. We keep on learning many things, and that is nothing wrong in that. Even my another favorite example I give, Newton's example, that at the end of his life he has done, discovered so many things, Newton laws and all this. At the end of his life, he said, in the ocean of knowledge, if we consider all knowledges in this world as the ocean, in my lifetime, I have just collected few grains of sand in the sea beach. I cannot even enter into the water of that sea. That is his realization, that the Newton's realization, what he shared. So that is why also into earlier in Indian texts, it is also mentioned, Sanskrit is a vidya dadati vinayam. More you know, more you realize how much less you know about the knowledges in this world. Okay, that gives you that humbleness, that gives you the humility to approach that with this. Just I'm getting in this, reminding about one remarks of Guruji, Prem Nirmal Jivan. At the time of when we are learning many things, like spirituality was new, so we learned many things, and from Guruji. And so that time it was discussed about the path towards the enlightenment and other things. So then we were told that on the process that you get the directly downloaded knowledge from that. So you will get huge amount of knowledge, the truth, the universal truth, and you will get downloaded with this knowledge. So all you try to do is, through your sadhana, try to get as much as knowledge as possible, to remove the avidya, the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance. In the light of that knowledge, you remove that, like it's like he was explaining, it's like a two kata. One kata is avidya, that is the ignorance that is stuck with you, and another kata is the knowledge that you are getting through all these practices, directly downloaded knowledge, etc. It has nothing to do with the bookish knowledge in the external world. So from this new kata of the knowledge, remove the kata of avidya. Just earlier in the childhood days, we used to play football in without shoes or something like that. Sometimes the kata goes into our below our foot. Then we used to bring safety pin or something to remove that kata from that. So I don't know how many of you have that kind of experiences. So it was very common. So from that, it is very common that we remove a kata with using another kata, mostly safety pin or alpine or whatever, that kind of stuff. So this also is talking about the same thing. It is that your avidya is one kata, and that this knowledge, what you are getting, is another kata. From this kata of the knowledge, you remove the vidya, the ignorance kata. You remove that kata. That part is fine. It is clearly understandable anyway. But second part, when we hear about this statement, we got shocked. He was telling, after you remove the first cut of avidya, with the vidya you got, this spiritual knowledge you got, then you throw both. Then people get shocked. Why do we both? Okay, avidya you remove, fine, but why the vidya also you remove and throw? He said, if you keep that, it will it will indirectly, or it will sometime through the back door, it will come in and boost up your ego, and which will spoil your chance of enlightenment. So whatever knowledge you are downloading or getting, yeah, it is, you should be humble enough and unconditionally accept it without any kind of kindling of your ego. Okay, that is a challenge, because normal tendency of the people is, if they come to know little bit of more than others of some area of life, they try to claim it, boost it, and put something here and there, and do many things. So, but here you are getting a huge life transforming experiences and life transforming knowledge, and regular, moment by moment getting downloaded, and you will be huge. But one thing I must tell you, the difference between two things is, earlier one is stored in the memory. This was should not be stored in the memory. It is the connection that need to be developed. That's why throwing is makes perfect sense. You need not to store it. It should be connected. Anytime you need, momentarily that knowledge will come to you, available to you. Okay, so that is a characteristic different. So literally also throwing makes sense, because you need to keep your platform clear so that you can keep downloading, use it, and then move on, pass it on, move on, that's it. So anyway, so this is about that, the ego aspect of it, because if we keep accumulating knowledge and keep boasting about this knowledge, then it will be counterproductive, you become egoistic, and then it will spoil any chance of your the going towards enlightenment forever. Yeah, so we have to be very, very careful not to ignite the ego part of it, because ego start claiming that they know better than anybody else, and that spoils the whole thing. So we then learn to change it with the complete surrender and submission, and don't claim that knowledge belongs to us. Okay. Only thing you have to learn how not to claim the knowledge. I'll go a little bit more when in the later part of our discussion today. So let's go with the next point. What is next point is, all right. Next one is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. I think most of the management programs, the people management and all, so they talk about the Maslow's law, hierarchy of needs. So let me put something on the screen, and then we'll discuss about that law. It looks like a pyramid, and let me first put it onto the screen. One moment. Can you see my screen? Somebody please unmute and tell me. I don't see you now, so just let me
Yes,
know.
yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Okay, Maslow, he is a psychologist. Basically, this is came from the psychology. There was a research on what motivates human behavior. That was that the research. I'm not going into that. That's not important. What he was doing and what was these things. Finally, he came with to answer to that. What motivates human behavior? He came with 5 level of that needs. the people are having, and when the needs are met, they go to the next higher level, and so on and so forth. So first need, they say that this is the psychological needs, physiological needs, or more the physical level. So everybody that needs the food and to survive and air to breathe and all these things. This is a red block is for that, the psychological needs. So whatever for that, our normal living and the survival, those are the first need to be met. Yeah. So then once that thing is met, then it goes to the next level, which is safety needs. So one, we need a personal security, we need an earning source, we need the resources, just to resources to learn, to run our life. Then we need to maintain our health, we need some property for the assurance for the future, etc. So those are the levels of that. And after those, all these basic needs, which is roti kapra makan, we say in Hindi. So that is for the shelter, etc. There's need. Then we need safety needs. Then goes to the love and belonging, the needs, or social needs, maybe intimacy, family, sense of connection as a group, and we need to belongingness, and this love and all these things come into that, like a family bonding and all these things that comes into play into that after that we need that, this is the need of people, that becomes a next higher driver. After that has been, we have achieved relatively, by the way, I'm just telling you, I'm not saying one ends and other one starts, huh? All are running in parallel, but I'm saying the hierarchy of the needs means which supersedes the other. What I'm saying is, basically, if somebody is in hungry and people, they don't have any food to eat, then that need to be met first before that person is looking for family and intimacy and friendship. Yeah, their needs first of the food and shelter need to be met. So that, other than that, it's not possible that person is going directly to the love and belonging stage. Yeah? So that is the need, that was the research was all about, and that's what they are saying, that when they are met, then most likely the people, they look for the next higher. Then the next level is the esteem, self-esteem, the respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, freedom. So this particular esteem is basically the recognition, social recognition. Somebody wants to be top on the education, or the top in the get trophy in the sports, or get the best employee award, or whatever. They wanted to be specialized in certain field and say that they should get some kind of international awards and things. Many things. Those are part of this esteem level. This is the one. And finally, that last one is a desire beyond the most that one can be. That later on, all this competition, etc., if somebody is fully, gone over to that phase, all gone, then the last one, top of the pyramid, is self-actualization. Self-actualization is just to be no need for any competition with anyone anymore. You found your unique strength, unique life path, and all other things, you have already got it. Now only thing, you have to be the better version of yourself and try to get as accurate as possible. Human being, by design, it is incomplete. It's like not 100% correct. And so you make to go towards that perfection, towards the purity and all. So that is the self-actualization. All right. I will post these things, this particular picture into the group, so that you are aware. So you can see me now back again. I stopped the picture.
Yes, Rajdeep,
Yes,
I can see
Guruji.
you.
All right. Okay, fine. So now let us continue. See. So this is about the Maslow's law hierarchy of needs, and this is finally lower parts are known to everybody. Our topic is about the self-actualization, how to do it. Okay, this self-actualization comes. Why I bring this Maslow's law here, because The self-actualization is directly linked to the level of your blind spots. More of you have the, let me put it this way, less you have the blind spot, more actualized you are. You are going towards a perfection now. It's a final journey in your life to actualize yourself, to get the better version. No longer competition is gone. You just no longer need that anymore. I'm not saying you run, leave the family and leave the life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying internally, you are now evolved. Your only challenge is yourself. You might have seen many people, they saw the many experts or the maybe richest person in the world or whatever, in any field at the top, some champion, like the swimming champion, what is his name? Michael Phelps, whatever his name. So they are the champions, and they don't find anybody with them to compete. Maybe Lionel Messi but that kind of category of people, they don't have anybody to compete. So they are only the motivation is the better version of themselves. They make, sometimes you might have heard, they break their own record to make a new record. Why? They already the world record holder. So the need is self-actualization. That's what I'm just trying to explain it to you. So that from that inspiration comes. And as I said, that the way towards that, it reducing and keep reducing your blind spots in the areas what you are still not aware. Try to be aware of that and work on that and then overcome that. That is the way forward. So in this way, we just progress ourselves towards the ultimate goal of this lifetime, which is self-actualization. That is a need. All of us, we go through the need. If lowered ones are there, so all of us are there. At one point of time, you will, of course, certain level, you get help from others. We talk to other experts and get some feedback of your own performance, etc., etc. possible. At one point of time will come, then there'll be nobody in this world who can actually, give you further guidance on that. So how to do self-actualization then? Only way that time is to be spiritual awakening. You start establishing your contact with your higher self. Your higher self or soul consciousness knows everything. So that is the time you will be guided. But that you need to establish connection. You need to be guided with your own higher self or inner guru, and moment by moment you'll be guided towards the perfection, towards the purity, towards that need of self-actualization. So I'm not saying every self-actualization is spiritual, but ultimately, end of it will land it up into the territory of spirituality, when nothing in the world can give you that, what you ultimately needs to that breakthrough, to reach to that ultimate possibility, potential, to achieve your ultimate potential in this world. Okay. So this, if with that understanding, what is the final places where you can make your blind spots? Doesn't matter any level. It can be normal knowledge, or it can be understanding. It can be how world works, or knowledge about that human creation, how humanity, which direction it is going, or how universe is operating. Everything, all these things, ultimately, to all the blind spot will disappear. That is your own path to dissolve all those things, and that is the state, is through spiritual enlightenment. When all the levels, starting from the Maslow's law, all the levels, wherever any blind spot is left, those all will be lit up. Even into your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level, all the patches, they call, if you can read the higher auras, you can see they comes at the black some patches, which is like the blind spots, you can say, equivalent to that. And in that, you will be, you can completely, those areas with the consciousness, the consciousness, with the awareness of that, it lit up those areas, and you get enlightened, and you are fully tuned and aligned with your higher self. So then in that case, that ultimate goal of that self-actualization is met, cannot be met physically. Physical world has a limitation, but ultimately the connection to the infinite through your higher self, to the universal consciousness, that is the enlightenment, and through that process you complete your life's journey. That Maslow's law, the topmost pyramid, is possible to get attained through, ultimately through the spiritual means and through enlightenment. So with this, I will conclude this learning session. So if there is any question, so you are welcome to ask me now. Envanilda, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, good evening. What is the difference between self-actualization and transcendental? What is that difference? Where self-actualization in the pyramid is the peak, but beyond that, is there anything, or that is the final? Transcendental, people talk of transcendental meditation. So is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
These are two different things. Okay. So it is your ultimately aiming towards the maximum potential. You can use many tools, the spiritual tools. Transcendental meditation was one of them. Okay. It is a jotomat totopat, one of the path. Okay. That's all. So, but ultimate goal is to attain that, to come to a stage that at any moment, I'm just giving you where it will lead to, which state will be lead to. At any moment, anything, any knowledge, if you can download right now internally through your connection, that is your fully enlightened state. To reach to that state, whatever you do, that is your sadhana. That is the many methods we are following, Kriya Yoga and all, transcendental meditation, many other methods are there. Okay. Up to that stage, so your the self-actualization journey will be complete when you come to that state, when you, without any external reference, you will know certain things and directly download from the truth, from the divinity. That is the state when you are in, then your that stage is complete.
Thank you. Another question. I don't know if it is related. You are saying, I don't know, I don't know. Okay, now, okay, you work on that, I don't know. Maybe it is no longer a gray area. It becomes a known area, right?
Yeah.
But in relation to others, okay, there is also this model. Some you may have heard of a Johari window.
Yeah.
So So in relation to others, I don't know, you don't know is a totally black area. So
Yeah.
I wanted
Right.
clarity.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good you mentioned about Johari window. So Johari windows also is a. This is basically when I was explained that I don't know, I don't know. It basically came from the Johari window. Okay.
Okay.
So because Johari windows, but in the management principle, they have been explained in a little different way. Yeah. But that I don't know, but others know. I was giving example. I didn't mention about that, but I mentioned that maybe I'm doing some kind of mistake. I'm spelling mistake, and others are laughing at me because they know that I'm doing the mistake, but I personally don't know what's wrong I have done. Yeah.
Right.
See, this is the exactly the same point about the others, but in here thing is others are giving you feedback. It limits there. Okay. But here we are saying that how to deal with it, how to know. Now you are become aware that certain things you don't know, then you bring it to the area of your education and then move forward.
Okay.
Okay, they are only the pointer. It is like getting a feedback from the thing, from the society, from your colleagues, and from this, and whatever. Just because at one stage we need to improve upon, we need to know which area we need to work on. Okay, because
Correct.
the blind spot, we don't know what are our weak areas.
Correct.
So they tell in Johari window framework, the others, if we ask them the feedback, we can get the feedback, and then we start improving on that issues. Okay, so it is
Okay.
coming from that angle, because most of us, it is always better to ask for the feedback. And the people also joke that if you want to know what is your most blind areas are, you ask your wife. So wife will tell exactly how many blind spots you have. So anyway, jokes apart, but what I'm saying is the feedback mechanism is well known, and the Johari window in fact talks about that to improve
Right.
that area.
Mm,
You have to get feedback from others and to improve upon that. Yeah, so that is
correct.
that is correct. Johari window, the same thing we are talking here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, God bless you. Anindo Roy.
Rajdeep, this Maslow's hierarchy
Yeah.
and the way our chakras are, starting from Muladhara, Swadhisthana, is there a link? Like, say, when you reach self actualization, you are going to the topmost chakra, you
Hmm.
know,
Okay. Hmm.
and when you're, when you see the first need, Maslow's need of
Hmm.
food and, things like that.
Yeah.
So is that related to Muladhara?
Yes and no. Okay, let me explain why yes and why no. Okay. Because Maslow's law have a five-stage pyramid, okay, and we have a seven level of chakras, yeah, so seven
Right.
chakras. But saying so, in we have our these first five chakras. First five chakras are, you can say, uh, those are equivalent to those first five. First means all these five levels of the pyramids. What you have said, that is correct. Lower level. The first is level. First was a physical level, then economic level, social level, and mental level, and the love and bonding and etc. And then the self-actualization part, you can say that is path towards the spirituality. Okay. Our throat chakra, which is our fifth chakra, is a chakra of communication. Communicate with our higher self, communicate with further. This particular model does not go into the territory of spirituality where that sixth and seventh chakra belongs. Okay, that's why it is the no part is, it does not define further stages up there. It can say that self actualization and above. You know, spiritual part is not directly addressed by this particular model, but we know it is also there, and for that, which can be correlated with the chakra. But first five, yes, they are equivalent to the chakras. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, God bless you. Now, I'm just, I think, 1 minute or so left. If this link that expires, I'll post a new link. So please join in the new link to continue our discussions on this particular topic. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 minutes left. So please carry on. You can ask me questions now till that this particular link expires.
Pranam Guruji. Now,
Pranam.
since we don't know our blind spots,
Hmm.
how to come make sure that we come to know?
Yes, that is a very good question. All those things earlier we are discussing about asking other Johari window and all these things. Those are get feedback from other. This is on the physical level or mental level rather. Then in the higher level, your guru can guide you. Okay, whatever the areas which is not known to you, but you need the development, your guru can guide you. But and the guru also will be able to guide you at a certain level till you establish your connection with your inner guru, which your soul consciousness, because your unique journey, not everything will be known by your guru also. Okay.
Right.
External guru's job is to get you connected to inner guru so that inner guru takes over further. So
Okay.
then further will be only way is to get Welcome back. Just give me a few minutes to allow all others who are still joining. All right. I think it is 7:05 p.m. in UAE. So let us start our second part of this session. So today's session, just to quick the reminder that our session is on session number 165, and we are discussing about way out of our blind spots. So this, and in the first part we had a discussion, and we then concluded that all the blind spot areas we have to bring from um, I don't know that I don't know from I know that I don't know, means area. Then it becomes an area of education, so we can educate ourselves, we can get the normal education possible, and ultimately when it crosses the external world knowledge, then it goes the territory of spirituality. And then the path forward there is to establish connection with your higher self or awaken your inner guru through self-awakening process. This is a meditation, kriya, and whatever you learn through that process is awakened and the connection is established. Then finally you get, download the universal knowledge or Brahma Gyan, through directly downloaded, and that is ultimately take you to the final stage of the complete enlightenment or the full, lit up of all the blind spots at all levels. So whether it's a physical, mental, emotional, and all those things. So nothing will be unknown to you. Okay, whatever action you're going to do, that's a different issue, but you will be aware of everything. So that is a state you will be go. That is called enlightened state. So that is the final way forward to address this and to actualize the ultimate potential of this human life. Because we attain that ultimate of that, then no longer you have to come back here in the planet Earth. No longer birth is necessary, for that you to come back. You choose not to come back here, or if you choose to come back, you come back as a traveler or meeting friends, just for to enjoy yourself. No compulsion. You don't have to. Okay. So this is the type of thing that we discussed in the first half, and now we continue with any question you may have to ask, and then I think last Hariom was asking questions, so please put that again. So
Guruji, I was asking that how will you come to know about blind spots? And like as you brought out that your guru will tell you where are
yeah,
the blind spots. So
yes,
at is it possible that the blind spots are removed by the guru or the guru tattva without even informing the individual, or they inform the individual that this is what is your blind spot and now it is being removed, or you need to work on it?
No, very good question. Actually, it is job of a guru to even normally job of a guru to remove blind spots. That is the job, duty of a guru to anybody. Gu means andhera, and ru means removal. Removal of that. That is a guru. The word. Okay. The
Right.
job of a guru to remove the darkness, ignorance of ignorance. That is to bring the light of awareness into it. That's a guru's job. Most of the time, what happens, unless until it is necessary, guru will not tell you that you have so and so things you not don't know, because in the seekers their egos are still active. They cannot digest that. They take that as an insult. Okay, so
Right.
Guru finds a way out to remove them without bypassing their ego, not telling them that we are removing it and you don't have this area. Different methods the Guru use out of compassion, out of pure love to remove your ignorance. Okay, right now you are sitting in the knowledge sharing. What do you think the purpose of this? Okay. All right. So many things you are not even telling that who doesn't know about it. No claim that I know better than you, but the purpose is served. That area of the ignorance has gone. No? Okay, so this is there are many methods the gurus use unless until there is something is absolutely necessary is the pure non-awareness, unaware of a certain area, then guru need to come to the degree wise have to hammer it out, then maybe one-to-one conversation or something is needed, but normally those are not necessary. People all at today's age, everybody is intelligent, everybody is educated, everybody is having enough life experiences. They don't need to go to that level. So then if it is necessary, then it is needs to be done. So but in the process, if the seeker is serious, slowly, just by the connection, the initial first one is about that the knowledge which is being imparted through like a two wings, awareness and understanding. So understanding part has been taken care of. Guru imparts the sharing the knowledge. It flows of Guru Tattva, right? It is not coming from the memory. Okay, by that they get like sometimes you need multiple times, maybe 3-4 times. If you listen to certain things, then get registered, that's okay. Guru repeats many times the things. Finally those get settled when in the very high level, more and more that the seeker become aware, and then they go to the higher journey, like they climb up the pyramid. The final stages are so subtle, then just by pure knowledge and all those things are not really necessary there, and it will not work also. One point of time comes when it is one-to-one interactive, at a certain level of sadhana, they got little bit touch is needed. Yeah. So they said final, I'm not getting the final, the glimpse of that, what is called expanded awareness, not going. Then Guru gives little bit of tips how to deal with that part of it. You are on the verge, just need little bit of things. मन में कहीं भय मतलब there is a fear, little bit of there. This is a fear of unknown. वो गुरु उसको remove कर देता है. Group कराते देन वो अपने आप छलांग लगा. So there is no need for pushing anybody, but they have to come to that level ना. छलांग लगाने के वहां तक तो आ जाना चाहिए. So by every stage, wherever they start, Guru clears it off so that they can move further and further. So, and one level, even the verbal or this communication is not necessary. You need not to be told. Simply just get connected with the Guru Tattva. The energy of a Guru will take you there. Okay.
Thank you so
And
much.
that particular aspect aspect connection happens through gratitude. Gratitude invites grace. If you are grateful, if you're trying doing mechanically, nothing will happen. But if you're grateful, गुरु को स्मरण करके you just छलांग लगा देते हैं, पार हो जाता है, because whole the guru tattva then becomes behind you, and then the guru, when you छलांग लगा देते हैं, the guru tattva gives you the wings to fly. छलांग लगाने का पहले वो पंखे नहीं निकलते हैं. Okay, only those who jump करते हैं उसी को पंख निकलते हैं. Okay, and Guru always protects. Babaji's grace is infinite. Babaji protects us no matter what.
Thank you so
Right?
much. Wonderful.
Okay. God bless you. Okay. Any other question?
So, Guruji, I have a question. I
Yes,
don't
please.
know whether it's a silly question, but just now you told Hari Om ji you have to take that uh, leap so your punk will open. So
Yes.
for that, for that, I have to prepare myself first, na? Then that my punk will open.
By the way, it is not a physical punk.
No, I know that. I know that.
It is a wings of awareness. Wings of awareness.
Yes.
Wings of awareness, and your fuel, for the spiritual journey, the awareness and understanding, as I said, two wings, and the tail of the bird, which direction you will fly, is the attitude of gratitude. Gratitude to the Guru
Okay.
Tattva divine. That guides you higher. If you don't have the guidance, you may be flying but going down. Okay. Now, let me add one thing. That is a fuel, no? The energy which takes you, that fire. Okay, पंखे निकालने आते हैं, but basically it is like पंखे was already there. It is just come in active state. Okay, so that
So I have to
happens. You need to, you have to prepare, means you have to, like aeroplane example. So you have to come to the stage where the all machinery of the aeroplane should work properly. Then you have to come to the runway and come to the speed of, if you never go to the runway, you will never take off. Then you will come to the runway and start moving. That much you can do. Then with the divine grace, you will lift off. Yeah.
So this Kriya and meditation is preparing me to take that
Yes.
leap.
Yeah. Yes. Preparing you
Okay.
for that final flight.
Okay.
Okay. Once you take
And
the final flight, it is up to you whether you try to land here, land there, come back after what time. It's up to you. But to take that first flight, take off, is by that. For that Guru Kripa needed.
so that time you will help me.
Always. Babaji. You means Babaji.
Uh, I
Okay.
see you. So through matlab,
It's fine.
you are my
So,
means.
yeah,
Babaji will help obviously, but you are my
uh,
means.
yes, you take the name to whomsoever you believe. I took the name about the truth, what will happen. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And one more thing I want to ask you, Guruji. I know it's a very silly question. Do you have a tube light or something in front of you? Because your background is very bright and some light is coming.
The
I don't
light
know.
is there. Ceiling
No,
light is there. No, you are means you are talking about
no,
the
your
aura. All
back.
of us, yeah,
No,
all of us we have
okay,
aura. See, all of us we have
okay.
aura.
It's
No, no. As you are
okay,
asking me the question, just observe. Huh? If something
okay,
moving with me, if something is moving with me, that is the aura. If something is
okay,
not moving with me, that is the tube light.
okay.
Okay, I'm not moving it. Huh? Watch carefully. Huh?
Yes, it's bright. Yes, that bright light. Yes, I can see. Yeah.
You got
Sometimes
it?
I can see the bright, yeah, some round shape. I don't know, half round I can see.
No, that's aura. Yeah.
Okay,
That's aura, or
okay,
particularly those aura which is behind your head is halo. Okay,
okay, okay.
so yeah. So, but now I just given you the
And
test. It is clear, no?
huh,
Understood. No? It is, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And one small white spot that is pranic energy.
That is many things are there. There are three layers are there in the aura. And the
Okay.
small things what you see, those are in this particular case, those are not aura. I mean, those are
Huh,
not pranic energy. Yeah, the pranic
huh,
energy, those are normally the pockets which has got enlightened. Earlier I was explaining that
hmm,
you can same those areas you will see the black patches if
hmm.
it is still contaminated with impurities. So when they are cleared, they become bright, and if you very closely observe, the colors of those are golden. Okay, not
Okay.
white. Those colors of
Huh,
those
huh,
patches are golden. Okay,
okay.
means those are
Hmm,
those are completely cleaned. Those can
hmm.
be seen in a higher level of auras. Yeah. There are three level of auras. You can see that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Guruji. It's a divining matlab, experience. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. Any other question? All right. If there is no further question, so we'll go into our Kriya and meditation. So sit straight, spinal cord.